right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and a busy week here at the Wine Watch with several events and a lot of great wines. You know, my friends from Co-Brand came up to me and said, man, we've got some winemakers coming into town, and would you like to do a dinner with Alberto Chiarlo and the folks from Tenuta San Guido? I said, are you kidding me? I mean, Barolo is one of my favorite things in life, the Nebbiolo varietal. For me, the perfect varietal. It has all that spice and nuance you get in Pinot and all the power and ageability you get in Cabernet-based wines. And then Sassicaia, Tenuta San Guido. Where is it? I know we got it in the store. Anyways, we have the 2009 and 2010 vintage, as well as 83 on the shelf right now of the great Tenuta San Guido Sassicaia, the very first Super Tuscan, released in 1968, but made since the 40s on this incredible property in the Bulgaria region on the Tuscan coast. Like, you know, the only prerequisite I have to getting together a dinner is, do I want to sit down and drink the wines and eat the food? And the guys at the Edge Steak and Bar are putting out some of the best food in Miami. The dinner, again, which Aaron Brooks wasn't there, the sous chef did the food, and just spectacular job. And, you know, one of the things I like to see when people taste the wine, they go, man, this wine's okay. And then they have the food with it, and they go, man, this wine is awesome. Like the duck course that they made, just incredible with the Pinot Noir, really helped elevate this wine to the next level. That is what food and wine pairing is all about. All right, well, we started out with a little Michele Chiarlo Rorero Arnese, and Rorero is an area where, well, they do better white wine, and, you know, they do make some Nebbiolo there also, but quite a bit lighter in style than for Barbaresco and Barolo. And this is a family, you know, Alberto, who was there, his grandfather, his father were farmers, and, you know, they really believe in the Piedmont and the varietals that are indigenous to this region. They don't make any international varietals at Michele Chiarlo, just indigenous. And, you know, this is an area where, you know, they have some of the greatest food in all of Italy. They've got the highest number of Michelin star restaurants in any wine region on earth. So you know these guys are all about food and wine. And that's the style of wine they make at Michele Chiarlo Winery. Wines that are meant to go with food, like this Rorero Arnese. Only 12.5% alcohol. That's a little light, but I mean, you know, very refreshing. A nice wine to have out by the pool. You know, a daytime wine, you need a wine with a little less alcohol so you don't get all banged up by the nighttime. You don't pass out by 6 o'clock. Anyways, this is a typical grape from the Piedmonts. No oak from the right side of the river Tanaro, directly across from the Barbaresco zone is where they grow this on the right bank. The soil here is rich in calcareous marl and sand, traces of clay, but more sand. Really light and crisp wine with a little whetstone and lemon citrus, a green apple fruit, and light and refreshing finish. Short, but very pleasant. Very good little wine at just under $20. And the Bodega Chacra Barda, they make a couple different cuvées. This one is a blend of the two different vineyard sites. They have Trenti Dos and Cinquanta e Cinque, and this is a new region for Pinot Noir for most of us fine wine fans, and the potential for the Rio Negro region of Patagonia is just incredible. And when the folks from Sassicaia went down there and they saw these ungrafted vines already there at Pinot Noir, they said, man, this is what we want. This is where we want to buy land for our new project, and a really exciting area for Pinot Noir. And the fruit is harvested here, you know, by all by hand. So, you know, similar process to how they make a wine like Sassicaia. Very, you know, high level of standards during the whole production process. And grapes fermented on their natural yeast. And this wine is really old world style Pinot Noir. Really zesty Pinot Noir. It's got a lot of red berry fruit here and some floral notes, brown spice, and very light, but not light in terms of flavor. You know, just very smooth and silky on the palate. The tannins almost non-existent in this wine, but the acidity very bright. And like I said, when he brought out that duck course, man, it was just incredible with the fruit and the mushrooms he did with a salad. It was really just beautiful, and it brought the wine to another level. This wine just excellent juice, and like I said, a really old world style Pinot Noir, a food wine, no doubt. And then the Cerrequio Barolo, right into the big boys, man. Here, this is one of the greatest vineyard sites in all of the Piedmont. It was designated Grand Cru status in 1880. They recognized it as one of the greatest sites in the Piedmont, and this was a very special site, situated 1,200-foot elevation within the Lamora commune, and it's got Tortonian calcareous Saint Agata marl here, a very unique soil type, a bluish hue to it, a high content of magnesium, and manganese. And this wine has got incredible nuance to it. They only make 1,000 6-packs of this wine, and man, that's one of the things about the great wines of Piedmont. I would compare them to Burgundy. The production is so small; they're much harder to come by. This 2007 vintage really showing nicely right now. A really pretty bouquet of dried flowers, red licorice spice, truffles, red cherry fruit, just continuing to open up and evolve as this wine opens. I kept these wines on my desk for a day, and just incredible how much better and more open they are even on the second day. This wine, fine grain tannin, silky smooth velvety texture, really bright red cherry fruit, that red licorice spice and pretty floral nuance showing through the finish. Lovely spice and truffle notes, tangy acidity. This wine has got 10 years, 20 years, 30 years or more in your cellar. Most excellent juice. At under $100, my pick for wine of the night. You know, the Sassicaia, I think, you know, is an iconic wine. And, you know, it's one of those wines for people that think more expensive is better. Well, I mean, it is an awesome wine. This 2010 vintage, you know, the second day, really needed a day to open up. I opened it up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, double decanted it, and brought it to the event. And I opened a bottle fresh at the event and showed it in another glass just to give people perspective on what a 5-hour wine tastes like versus one that was just open. You really notice a difference between these two wines. The first one a bit more open. The second one really closed. This 2010 is a baby. It is really in need of, you know, a decade or more in the cellar. It's mostly Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Cabernet Franc, just chock full of dark currant cassis-berry fruit. On the second day, this wine really showing some nice nuance here. Bittersweet chocolate, espresso, tobacco spice, fresh proud black earth. Just an array of aromas opening up in this wine after it's had some chance to air out. Just layered and really complex on the tongue with a lot of everything, a solid core dark berry fruit, and a firm underhand of acidity holding everything firmly in place, which is really what, you know, wines need to age for a long time. That acidity, all important. And then, of course, aggressive tannins on the finish. This wine really balanced, but needs another decade or more. Most excellent juice. And then the Nivole Moscato di Asti, the soda pop of wines. This wine was fantastic with this lemon cake they made for dessert. It was just out of this world, and really Moscato is the fastest growing white varietal in this country, but that's not the stuff we mix with Robitussin that you find in the Piedmont region of Italy. They make a small amount of Moscato compared to the huge amount that is now in the market, created now by these large wineries to fit the void for this sweet, you know, soda pop-like beverage, which has really caught on. But the stuff from the Piedmont is really special. I mean, it really has pretty floral notes to it, wonderful peach and apple fruit, and then that freshness, the acidity that you get from a wine that's made in a cooler climate, just absolutely fantastic. Only 5% alcohol. You can drink a whole half bottle of this stuff without even catching a buzz. Really great stuff. The food, the wine, the company. There's only like 12 people there, but, you know, I like small events. It's much more intimate. The people leave having a better experience. So the Edge Steak and Bar doing a great job. I encourage you, you see these high-end events at this venue, you want to sign up for them because we have a small turnout, and like I said, it's just a really intimate and unique event these guys put together down there. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.